Hello everyone. Have you ever tried to make a cake for an event and it tasted delicious but it looked awful? Looks like a 2-year-old made it. I have done that before and you probably have too. That is why today I'm going to show you a few tips and tricks on how to decorate your cake and make it look better than store-bought. I've been baking for about 2 years now. I think I know a little bit about how to do it. That's why I'm going to try and show some of my tricks to you all so maybe it can help you all also. Baking is something I love to do. It's how I show my love. And I was looking across the internet one day for some new recipes and I came across sallysbakingaddiction.com, and she stated baking for her was like fishing or hunting, crocheting, reading, watching movies for other people. It was something that's just a hobby for them and something they love to do, how they show their love. So I'm going to show you how to stack your cakes, how to dirty ice it or crumb coat it. I'll show you what that is in a second. How to do your smooth icing, the one that looks really pretty, and also how to add borders, decorations to make it look really good. So first, we are going to start off with our cakes. All these cakes have been put in the refrigerator overnight, and that is because thekitchen.com was where I learned this trick. And if all of your cakes are refrigerated, it makes them more sturdy, so you will get less ice or less cake in your icing. They won't fall apart as easy or crumb off. So that has helped me so much. So we're going to start off. I've already stacked the first two. I'm going to show you how to stack the last one. You're going to start off with your first icing. This is your thickest icing. It's going to be your glue, and you're just going to put a little ring just around your cake. This is going to hold what you're filling it with. This is like it's a blueberry reduction, and it is just a little more thin, and I don't want to fall out of the cake, so that is why I put a little ring with the more sturdy icing. Just like that. So we are going to take this offset spatula. You can get this anywhere. I got it from Hobby Lobby, I think, and you're just going to smear it all together. It doesn't need to look good. Just like that. You're going to take your cake that has been refrigerated, plop it right on top, and kind of smush it down so that it's really held together. And that is how you fill your cake. And now we are going to crumb coat it or dirty ice it. That is just taking your original icing, smearing all around. And the reason for this is it doesn't need to look pretty, and it is going to hold all those crumbs in. For whenever you actually want to do your final layer, you won't have those crumbs that can get in it and make it look bad. You're just going to smear it with this offset spatula. Doesn't need to look good. We're just smearing. It'll look about like that. Doesn't really matter how it looks. You're going to put this in the refrigerator for about 2 hours so that it can harden back up, and you will be easily able to do your final layer of icing. This is the pretty one. It's the hardest step of the whole cake, I promise. So you are going to start off just like you did with dirty icing. You are going to put icing everywhere. And then you are just going to smear it just like you did originally. Just smear it. But this time you kind of want it to look a little better. So it might be a little harder. There's actually a really funny story about baking. I love to bake. I always want my boyfriend to bake with me, but he never wants to. And for Christmas, I convinced him to decorate cookies with me. He was not very happy, complained the whole time, and he ended up getting icing all in my hair, and I told him to go home. Okay, so now we have it kind of smeared just like the original one, and we are going to take this icing smoother. A cool trick for this that I got from MakeFabulousCakes.com, dip it in a warm bucket of water, and what this is going to do is it's going to warm this little scraper up, and when you put it on your cake, it's going to smooth out your icing, because this is buttercream, and I don't know if you know, but butter, when it gets heated, it smooths, kind of melts. So you're just going to do that for the whole cake. And this is how you get your pretty cake that is so hard to do. You do the same thing for your top. And in between each step, I'm dipping it in water. You shake the water off and then just smear the top. Do that a few times. You just want it to look pretty. And I would be doing the whole cake, I just don't have time for the whole thing. One cake probably takes me 40 minutes to decorate. All right, and I'm wiping the spatula off in between each time because it gets all messy and you don't want all this icing smeared everywhere. And so it'll look like that. See how smooth? This is the side I didn't get to do, and that is so smooth. Once that is done, you are going to take your smooth and you're gonna add some cool little decorations. We're gonna start off with, this is just the icing that's the thicker one. We're gonna put a little border on the bottom. And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna squeeze with a little pressure and do a little swirl and release. Swirl and release. Swirl and release. And look how cool that looks. And now we're gonna add this little drip. And this is a chocolate ganache. You want it a little warm, not too warm, or it'll run all the way down. And you're just gonna squeeze and make it go off the edge. Squeeze off the edge. Squeeze off the edge all the way around. And it looks really cool. And now for this top border, we're gonna do the same thing. Squeeze, release. And look how pretty that looks. Delicious. And that's it. Your cake will look like this. Looks like I bought it from a store. So in conclusion, I have showed you how to fill your cake, dirty, ice it, or crumb coat it, do the smooth icing layer with hot water to help, and how to add some cool, pretty little decorations, the drip, and the border. And this also saves you so much money. One of these cakes would cost you like $50, $60 at a bakery. It probably took me about $20 to make the whole thing. And it's just such an easy way to do it. And I hope you'll take my tricks and apply it. I also have a cake, an Instagram page for my cakes. It is mabelsbakery.com. It's under my Instagram bio also. If you want to find that, just ask me and go follow Mike. Thank you.